with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily, and I want to talk to you about expectations for our dogs and being very clear with our dogs and what it is we want from them. So we train a lot of service dogs. Now this is going to apply to service dogs, and this is going to apply to any dog, but I see it a lot with service dogs. And so, we'll get quite, people say, well, I want to train my dog to watch over me or to watch over my kid or something like that. And my question would be, okay, what does that mean in your case? Well, just to keep us safe. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, just to make sure that we're not hurt, things like that. And if you see it from the dog's perspective, imagine teaching that to the dog. What does that look like to the dog? Keep him safe. What kind of command would that be? What kind of action would that be? Now, as humans, we often think in kind of broad brush stroke terms, like keep them safe or things like that. Or for the average dog owner, it might be, I want my dog just to be a good dog. Okay, well, what does that mean? Now, I say this because oftentimes folks never get to where they want to be with their dog. And one of the primary reasons is they never define what well-behaved is. They definitely have like ideas of what well-behaved isn't. When the dog's jumping, they know it's not that. When the dog's getting on the furniture, they know it's not that. So oftentimes they know what it isn't, but they haven't defined what it is. So let me ask you that question. If you haven't defined what well-behaved is for you, how can you define it for your dog? Now, when I'm working with somebody on the phone and we're going over this, I'm going to ask questions and we're going to define that. And so it's not like I just leave them in limbo, like, oh, I don't know what I don't know. I'm going to ask them questions like, okay, what does it mean to look out for you? What does it mean to watch over you? What specifically would the dog do? But it's an exercise that I would recommend that you do as a dog owner, whether it's just a regular pet or a service dog, is that you look at precisely what those behaviors are, like what it looks like. So let me give you an example. Someone might say, I just want my dog to be well behaved when somebody comes to the door. What does that look like? Does it look like not jumping? Okay, let's train for that. Does it look like going to a spot and lying down? Okay, let's train for that. Does it look like running to his kennel and putting himself in his kennel? All right, let's train for that. But what does it look like? What is the behavior? Because we can't give broad, vague commands to the dog or broad, vague ideas to the dog. We have to give something very specific. Or let's say, you like to go hiking with your dog off leash, and here comes another dog. What does it mean for your dog to be well behaved in that point? Does he come to your side and heel? Okay, let's train for that. Does he just go up to another dog and play? Let's train for that. Actually, don't do that. That's usually a bad idea because you don't know the other dog. But hopefully you're getting what I'm putting down here is that it's our job to define what well-behaved is. Now, that's different for different people. At our company, we define it as, dogs who come when called, stay when told, walk properly, don't have manners issues like jumping and chewing, things like that. And then beyond that, there's certain things that people just want out of their dogs. And so, but if you don't define it, you're not going to get it. Whether you're talking service dog, pet dog, protection dog, whatever the case might be, you need to define what well-behaved looks like in the scenarios that the dog is going to be in. Now, can you define it for every scenario? No, because you don't know every scenario you're ever going to be in. But if you define it in enough scenarios and train for that, when new scenarios come up that you weren't planning for, weren't ready for, you'll be just fine as far as being able to handle it.